pretty well. But what I want you guys to understand from the outset here is really simply this. The way I look at what's going on with ageLOC Me, because that's the big emphasis right now. Let's kind of compare it to, telephone service. For years and years, telephone service has been out there. I mean, it's been out there for eons of time. And really what's happening right now, to give you an understanding as to why you want to pay attention, is you look at the day when there was the landline, okay, the hard-wired landline with a rotary phone. The jump from that to the smartphone was a gigantic, ascension. Okay, and lots of things have taken place to where a dramatic shift has taken place, never to return. That's what ageLOC Me will do to the skincare world. Okay, we're going to explain that in a little more detail as we go through this, but this is why you want to pay attention, because that gap, that jump, is an opportunity to set yourself up for the rest of your life. As you get some background information as to what has happened with Nu Skin, you can see time and time again, they come in and they hit a home run with a unique technology, a unique product, patented stuff. And so what it does is it creates an opportunity out there, not only to have a unique application product-wise in the market, but it creates a marketing story that nobody else can replicate, and that sets us apart. And that's why we are the company we are today. We are an innovator. Okay, we do things that others don't do. We create markets. Now, you look at, as I said earlier, the outset of this, what's going on right now with ageLOC Me right here is this is the equivalent to taking, the hardwired rotary telephone and taking it to the smartphone era. And in retrospect, looking back, we all know what that means now, because we can see the elevation, we can see the change in the market, we can see that everyone walks around one of those devices because of the benefit that they get. Now, you look at the skincare industry today, and it's ripe to be taken. Everyone's operating with bottles and jars. It's the old hardwired rotary dialer. Okay, that's what it is. And all of a sudden, we come in with a new application. But here's the deal, and here's what I want you guys to understand. What I'm looking at here, you look at it, they say, what's this device? Okay, first of all, let me give you a comprehension of really what's taking place. I've talked about the elevation from the hardwired telephone to the smartphone. What if I was to come to you 20 years ago and say, look, we've got a marketing concept here that's going to take the world by storm. We've got these things called inkjet printers. We're going to place them in all the homes, all the homes in this country and around the world. And the benefit that comes as the people derive more productivity, a simpler way to get things done in their own home, they don't want to be without it. And it'll be priced as such that it'll be in the mass markets. Everyone will want it, all right? And that's what it's going to do. But the key thing we want you to understand is once they're in the home, the big ticket, okay, is the cartridges that are inside the printer. Okay, well, that's the same thing here. If you were to look back and say, okay, what I know now, the fact that Hewlett-Packard, 40% of the revenue is ink, they sell lots of stuff. That is a dramatic figure. You can change your life on the dynamic that I just explained there. This is going to be even bigger, okay? Because we're looking at a multi-billion-dollar industry that operates in an archaic fashion. And what's just happened with this device is it comes in and it can dispense product right out here. Now, the cool thing about this device is simply this. It's like putting a solicitor in the bathroom. We're going after the bathrooms all around the world, okay? Now think about this for a minute. What's happening now, your home's being divided up. You're seeing happen with entertainment, you're seeing happen with home security, you're seeing happen, in the kitchen with Keurig coffee makers and various things. No one owns the bathroom yet. We're going after the bathroom right now. Okay, and this thing sits in there, and here's what it does. Okay, in the morning when you wake up, it lights up and it basically says, use me. It's time for your morning application. You stick your hand under there, it dispenses a personalized application into your hand. See, because these little cartridges you see here are personalized for the individual, okay? That is specifically for you and where you live, the whole thing. There's a bunch of parameters that help create this situation. So it dispenses into your hand. Now, my wife's skin and my skin is different. So her application may be a little different than mine. So I'm going to need my own device too that dispenses. And what about our teenage son? He's got a problem with acne. Okay, well, he can't be utilizing this, but maybe we have an application we can dispense for him. The point I'm making to you is this. You will see multiple devices. And this thing sits in there and it says, use me. And at nighttime it says, use me. Okay, it's like a vending machine in the bathroom. The cool thing is, no one else has it. Okay, this is $40 million in development. Think about that for just a second. $40 million. And we're rolling into the marketplace where there's not an answer for it and it's patented. Guys, what I'm giving you here is the ingredients to an entrepreneurial story that's never been articulated in the market before. A story that'll catch the attention of everybody out there, from somebody that wants to make a few $100s a month to the person that wants to make a fortune. Okay, the point I'm making is this. This has all the answers right here. And the story that we tell can't be one up by anybody else. There's nobody else out there that can say, oh yeah, we got one of those too. Oh yeah, that's not that great of a story. Look what we can do. Folks, there's going to be millions of these plays in short order. And I believe that you'll see this device, this story, take us from where we are right now, around 2.5 to 3 billion. You've been hearing the projection of how we're going to get to 10 billion. I think this alone can take it there. It's that strong. And so when you understand that and you realize that it hasn't even been released yet, okay, into the marketplace for everyone to buy, now's the time to take action. Because as this story gets out, everyone's going to flock to it. My attitude has always been, I want to be a first mover. I want to take advantage of it before everybody else. And so you look at the majority of the population, they're in the latter categories. They're the ones that don't move until everything seems right for them. But that 16%, the early adopters and the risk takers, those guys are the ones that make things happen. Those are the people that find themselves really at the precipice of things that change the world. And that's what's happening here. You have an opportunity to be one of those. And if you'll do that, the upside is huge. Now, as time goes on, our opportunity will continue to evolve, but I'm telling you what, it'll never be as deadly as it is right now. This story grabs everyone's attention. Okay? I've been doing this for 30 years. And I've never heard a story that has the upside striking power of this. This thing's a slam dunk. And so that's why you want to pay attention to what's taking place right now. This is an important time, Leaf, to take advantage of what it is that we're doing. And I don't care what you're doing right now for a living. You're not doing this. The upside potential, you didn't have to put the $40 million in for this to happen. The company has put that up. I didn't have to put the $40 million in. I'm a guy just like you, except I paid attention to something that grabbed my attention almost 30 years ago, and it's changed my life forever. And the story that grabbed me then, as strong as it was, didn't have the striking power this is. I see, what I believe here is you're going to look back on this point in time, and I really believe this. 10, 15 years from now, we'll look back at this time, and we will realize that the highest paid people in our company were born during this time frame. And why is that? Because we're going from 2.5 to 3 billion to 10 billion. The numbers are in the B category. And what that simply means is time invested now in that type of elevation with those kinds of numbers create a format or a formula to really set you free like you could never believe before. When I got involved in the company, we were trying to get things to a certain point as the company went from about 45, 50 million in sales to about $1 billion. That's when I was working really hard. The elevation for 2.5 to 3 billion to 10 is astronomical. And when I say that, about half of that money comes back in the form of commissions. Guys, this is something that you need to take serious action with. And you need to do it quickly because this word is getting out. And with this, technology and all kinds of things to get a story into the marketplace relatively quick. If this is back in the horse and buggy days, when I started New Skin years ago, where it was hard to get a story out into the mass exposure. Right now is it's a redefinition of how the industry works. Okay, with social media and that application, the ability to reach people on a large scale, we are changing the paradigm, and this is the story to do it with. So now's the time to take action.